Hey everyone, this is Mr. Everything, and today I wanted to go over the Apple trade-in program. I believe this is the same for the Apple Watch, and I don't know if they even offer it. I think they do for MacBooks. That would obviously be completely different, but this kit, I believe it's the same kit for the Apple Watch. This will be an iPhone 11 here I'm trading in. Now obviously I still need a factory reset it, so that'll be the first thing I'll do. In the meantime, while it's on my mind, there were a few things I wanted to mention. There's a few other videos, not too many, on how to do this, because Apple doesn't really make it that clear. And those videos definitely get the point across, but I figured I'd make one in case you stumble upon this one. And there was a few other things I wanted to talk about, a few questions I saw in the comments of other ones that I wanted to talk about here, and a few improvements I'd like to see with this. So I have the 11 Pro Max. It'll be the same probably in a couple of years unless they change things. So I'm going for the 13, and it's about summer 2020. And first time I've ever traded in to Apple. They offered a good value for it, so it'd be easier than wasting time selling it. So I elected for, I buy off my Apple card. And one thing that's neat is if you don't pay it off instantly, if you pay on, payments, 24 financed monthly payments, that way they take the trading credit off instantly, even though they haven't received it yet. If you pay it all off at once, or if you use a different payment method, then it's full deduction, and then they refund you when they get your phone back. So I like to doing it with the Apple Card on payments. At least for that, it's pretty convenient. But then obviously if they didn't get the phone or needed a different appraisal, then they're going to adjust that price. And the other question that I saw a lot of people talking about was, when do you get this? At least for me, it did not come the same day the phone came. The phone came the next day, UPS. I don't really like UPS. That's a different thing. But I think everything Apple does is from UPS. So the phone, and it almost comes in this, it's a little smaller, a little thinner, a little wider box. And the phone comes, and then if you go to your Apple order status, I think it'll show the tracking of your phone, and that has a tracking number so you know exactly. But then it'll say the status of your trade-in, and it'll say your box was shipped. I think they call it a kit, but there's no tracking. I think they shipped it maybe 12 hours later, maybe the next day. Regardless, the trade-in kit came the next day. So maybe UPS, again, they don't do Saturdays, even though everyone else does. So if you got this on a Saturday, then this might not come until Monday or something. But mine was the weekday, and this came the next weekday. So it was a separate shipment. So, and it came UPS, which there's nothing in this aside from just your printed shipping label and just a little kit to put this in. So instead of just putting them both in the same box and saving on shipping and making it easier and not having to have them deliver two packages on 2 different days, I don't know why they do that. Maybe they just want you to get that phone as quick as you can, or there's a third party or someone else that handles the inventory of the boxes and then receiving the trade-ins, and that's why it's separate. I don't know, kind of weird. Or you could just send back your package that this came in, because again, it's about the same size box, so they could just put the shipping label in that. I don't know why they did it like that, but I'll leave that there, whatever you think about that. So those were some of the most important questions I figured I'd try and clear up before I do this. You have 14 days after you get this kit. First thing you do is you're going to sign out of iCloud. So you go into your settings, go into click on your name or wherever your iCloud info's at, and then sign out. And then I'm going to do a factory reset. I've already set up my new phone, so everything's backed up to it. You can make a backup of your phone if you want to also. You don't have to. The condition, I have mine at the full appraisal, you can see. And I do have a screen protector on it, a glass one. I hate to take it off because it's so nice, but I think I will, because there are a few scratches and nicks in this, and I would hope they would be smart enough to either take it off themselves or see what's that and not give me a lower value. So I think I'll be safe and take it off. And also, they do say that you can keep the case on it, they say, for recycling, but I don't think they actually want it. It's just if you keep it in there, but I think it might make it a little harder to get it on there. So I'm going to go ahead, and once I get it, I'll probably wipe the phone off a little bit just to get some of the smudges out. So I'm going to take the screen protector off. I'm not going to ship it with the case. I think this will protect it. and then wipe it and be ready to go. Now to sign out of iCloud, you're going to go up here. I didn't show it because it has your name and your iCloud email address, but you just click on that and then you'll scroll to the bottom and sign out. And then for the factory reset, which this is all basic stuff, but if you've never done it before, I already have again everything else set up. So this is just strictly getting rid of the phone. I don't need to do any of that. I'm just going to go to erase all content, and you can see what I got. Doesn't matter, it's already on the other phone, and I got a backup on my Mac. And then you could use iCloud too if you wanted. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue, and you put in your passcode, and then it'll take a while to do its thing, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I actually got that screen protector off while it was resetting. It was pretty easy. I just used my fingernail. I was able to get it. I did have like a little bit of sticky edge, probably just from all the dust and everything that gathered on it. So I cleaned that off. You can see I'm reset here. So whenever you're here, it's always wiped. You don't have to worry about it. I guess you could shut the phone off, but they should get it within a few days. And since you're not connected to anything, and I fully charged it, I'll just leave it on. Unless it states in the manual. If they even have one, it's pretty bare bones. If it would say to turn it off, I will. But I'm not there yet. I'm going to wipe this off a little more, and then we'll go into the kit. The phone's ready to go. And one other thing I should mention that was brought up. People ask, should you take the SIM card out? Yes, you should. If you left it in, they'd probably just take it out and throw it away. But you should keep it. And if you don't need it, then just keep it yourself and throw it away. For me and for a lot of people, unless you're using eSIM, you're going to eject that SIM card and put it in your new phone. But otherwise, just take it out anyway. But make sure you obviously put the SIM tray back in, or it'll probably give you a lower trade-in if you don't. But I'm pretty much ready to go. Now, when you get this trade-in box, it already has the label on it, so now it's a sticky mess. I guess you could just tape it over the other one. Nothing else to it. So that's the trade-in label. I have it upside down. Now, probably for obvious reasons, I won't be showing that on camera. This is like the tamper-proof seal, so that'll go on last. These are your wonderful instructions, and then this is what your kind of your safety mechanism. It's going to hold your iPhone and kind of, I guess, shock absorb the way it's set in here. It's kind of hard. You gotta. That's all you get. So it'll tell you that, but then instead of putting this in words, it's just pictures. Or at least there's a QR for maybe something a little more in depth. Pretty bare bones. Not much on the back. So it's really as simple as just putting it in here. Now in that like little picture, they showed the phone going in face up. I saw people asking about that too. It's not like they're not going to accept it if you don't put it in the right way, but I'll put it in face up. I mean, there is some like open like space here between, so if something hit on this, it'd probably have a little more of an air pocket compared to if you had the glass facing down. But I don't. Again, I would also recommend, I mean, I'm filming this, but you should probably take some pictures of it, maybe like now, and then take one when it's in this. And then if it would get damaged in shipping, which, I mean, that's a big company, I'm sure they have insured package insurance if something did happen, because you want to make sure you, if your phone's in good shape, that it gets to them in good shape and you get your full price. So the tricky part here, why that's not labeled with an arrow saying lift tab. So this is the insert. This side's sealed, only goes in one way. Not much room, that's why I'm not going to send them a case. In other videos, what they did, and I think it makes sense, makes it a little easier. You know, wipe it off, look at it, kiss it goodbye. Your parting moments with it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the way they're showing here. It slides in pretty good when you give it a little bit of a crease. Let's see, this folds. And that puts all the tension on it like a saran wrap. So you can see now it's not gonna go anywhere. Now, I wonder if almost a weird thought, but I wonder if they actually don't really tell you too much in this to see how people will package it and get a laugh. Because I'd imagine people have probably laid it in there or come up with other weird things. If this would tear, it seems pretty sturdy, but you know, if you had a case on it or something, I'm sure if it would just land in there and you put a little bit of tape or wrapped it in some bubble wrap, as long as they get their phone and it's in the box of the label, I can't see why it'd be an issue. And then also, you don't have to return the charger or the cord. It's just the phone, and they just want it in good condition and working. So nothing else needs to go with it. And from here on out, it's pretty simple. Put it in the box. I guess you could turn it off, but because if the raise to wake, it might come on a few times in shipping, but I'm sure it'll survive. And I will leave the shipping label up to everyone else, because again, my information's on it, and the phone stuff like that. I don't know if that matters, but I'm sure if you got the other one, you know how it came, and you're just going to copy how the other label was. It's the same size, so you'll put it here, and then you'll let that flap come over, and that'll seal it on this side, and then this will seal it on this side. And if you want, you could put a strip of tape on it, but I mean, people probably know what this box is from the size, so if they want the phone, they'll take it. They're not going to worry about extra tape. These 2 points here should be enough to keep it sealed. So I have the label affixed, and you want to make sure, at least I tried to get that barcode to where it's not like on the edge where it might not scan, so all 3 barcodes are nice and on the flat portion. And if you're anything like me, I just spent like 5 minutes triple and quadruple checking that the phone was still in there, and then I actually reset it, and it wasn't like some inappropriate picture of me that was like on the screen. Why I'm like that, I don't know, but we'll go ahead and put the finishing touch on. You don't want to pick this back off because it'd probably pull that colored stripe off, so they know that it was lifted. So once you place it, you got to live with it. So I'm just going to push it down nice and tight. And again, who cares if there's a little bit of a gap or a bubble? I'm sure they've had them shipped back worse. So there you go. It's all set up. Everything's prepaid, so you just take this to your local UPS drop-off point. You don't have to go to a UPS. You should be able to just go to a drop-off point where they take it, so you hand it to them, you're good to go. I would also recommend taking a picture of that tracking number. I do think that the status indicator on Apple's website says if they've received it or not, but since you have the actual tracking, you can just go on UPS and see where it's at, if it was in fact confirmed to be picked up, and if it's in transit. But hopefully that was helpful. I kind of went a little long, just kind of saying I wanted to answer some of those questions I read online, and hopefully it made the experience a little less stressful. You'd think Apple, of all people, would make something like this easy and not convoluted, unless, like I said, it's some running joke where they want to see the crazy ways that people that couldn't figure that out sent it back. But I'm ready to go, and I'm enjoying my new phone. So thanks for watching, and you'll see me in the next one. Have a good one.